Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, joined by Simon Miller from What Culture to give you our predictions for Night 2 of WrestleMania. You should already be able to, or should have gone and watched probably Night 1 predictions on the channel, of course. But yes, 7 matches with an announced main event of Roman versus Brock to make it proper stupendous. So I asked you in the video what you thought the main event of Night 1 was going to be. What opens Night 2? I mean, we've got the women's tag titles, you've got a couple of celebrity matches, you've got that triple threat for the Raw tag titles, Edge and AJ, and quite possibly Bobby Lashley versus Omos.
I think Edge, AJ, or the triple threat Raw tag title, and maybe that one. I think that's kind of, people have been enjoying. That's been really well built too. That's
I thought the triple threat they had for the Raw tag titles on Raw recently was sensational.
Yes, I think maybe that. It depends what you're going to do with it, who's going to win, because some people are predicting that maybe this is when you do the turn, and that's why RK Bro lose it. I don't think you want to open with that. You want to open with something, maybe AJ Styles Edge. I think maybe AJ Styles will win, which will make everyone go, oh, this is the good thing about doing 2-night WrestleMania. If you do have a fire open on Night 1, on Night 2 you can have some fun with it.
Yeah, I don't know what you start with there. Like you say, I think that the tag titles is a great shout just in terms of getting people excited.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have the split, but then we talked about it on the previous video, do you want to save the split for Backlash? It's like, right, this is our last go, and then Riddle makes some sort of mistake in the eyes of Orton. I don't know. Well, let's start with Edge, AJ. I think it's fair to say that the build to this has been pretty rubbish. I'm not sure many people are huge fans of dark and brooding Edge. And yet again, with many matches on this card, we talk about Bill being iffy, but once you get these two guys in the ring, they're going to be fantastic together.
If they get time and they get the reaction that you
and they
assume,
should now, it's 2 nights.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be. It potentially could steal the show over both nights. I mean, Edge's matches have been great. Say whatever you want about him, it's been great. AJ Styles never has a bad match. His Nakamura one maybe wasn't the idealist a few years ago, but that happened. It's still decent. So I think this could be brilliant. And I honestly think it doesn't matter who wins. Because if Edge wins, he's just become a heel, so that makes sense. If AJ Styles wins, he just beat Edge. Now, they are going to do another one at WrestleMania Backlash. It's so obvious. So I think
we should have an over-under on how many matches are going to run
all
back.
of them. I think Styles win here, and then Edge does it. But I think they want to do 3, like they did with Seth, right? They really eke that out. So I think Styles wins here, Edge wins at WrestleMania Backlash, and then whatever the next one is, they do it again. Maybe in a cage or ladder match, somewhere, who knows, something like that. But I'm going to go with AJ.
I'm going to go Edge. This.
Okay.
I know they've sort of done it before in the builds. I think it's right there. The phenomenal forearm into the spear.
That has to happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm going to break Phil's phone. I'm not Phil. I'm going to do that.
Let's move on and talk about the tag titles. First of all, before we talk about who leaves with them, Hamflett's had this conspiracy theory for quite some time. I've got to know your thoughts on it, that we may get a sort of a New Day-esque, there's another tag team that needs to be chucked into this match with Bayley and Asuka. Any chance that you think that happens?
It's a 5-way. Whoosh. I mean, maybe. I wouldn't do that. I'd save them for the Raw and SmackDown after Mania, so they get a bigger reaction. No, I'm going to say no. I'm going to rip that one up and throw it over there.
But is this the time that Sasha breaks her 0-6 Mania record?
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. You could give it to Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. People like them as a team. That's a tough one. It's going to be one of the two. I'm going to go Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, based on absolutely nothing. I just don't think they'll give it. I don't think Sasha and Naomi are along. I can see them keeping Rhea and Liv together for ages. Yes. I can't see them keeping Sasha and Naomi together for a long time. I think Banks eventually has to be moved back into the title picture. They're going to need opponents. So I think Rhea and Liv, even though what I'd rather do is I'd rather Sasha Banks went bad guy and Rhea Ripley and her had a feud. Why isn't that happening at WrestleMania? Somebody tell me. I don't know. But I will go Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley based on nothing.
Disagree again. I think they're going to break. Hurts me a little bit. They're going to break the curse of Sasha Banks at WrestleMania. I think they're finally going to put the tag titles on her, which, as Sidgwick has ranted about a lot, it's the least that she deserves.
Absolutely.
It's astonishing they're not doing more with her at WrestleMania.
It's very odd, yeah.
Let's move into the celebrity section of Night 2. First of all, Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. Anything goes. What is the anything?
Johnny Knoxville's going to do something crazy.
Yes.
I mean, if he's happy to do something crazy in a produced environment, live, he's going to be like, I'll do whatever you want. There will be some crazy, crazy bump. And I'm actually quite looking forward to this because I really like Sami Zayn and I really like Johnny Knoxville. I just do. I have no problem with him being on the show. I think he's gone above and beyond what most celebrities do. I think he would have been told what Bad Bunny accomplished, and I think he probably wants to try and mimic that a little bit. I think it ends with a crazy bomb. Johnny Knoxville gets thrown through a table. Sami Zayn wins. And look, if they want to do it again at WrestleMania Backlash, I'm actually cool with it because I just like these two people so much. This is a good use of a celebrity at WrestleMania.
I completely agree. I think they've got it pretty correct this year with the celebrity involvement. Yeah. I think we are going to get members of the Jackass crew getting involved in this.
Yes, I think that's correct. Yeah.
I think you're going to get an appearance from a Wee Man or a Preston Lacey or a Chris Pontius or whoever it may be.
Steve-O.
Do they drag it to WrestleMania? Quite possibly. Maybe Knoxville wins. I don't bloody know. But
I'd be all right with it, which is weird, but I would be.
I'm going Sami Zayn. We're going to agree on this. Okay. Let's talk Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. Another surreal build to this, just knocking headsets off and running to daddy.
I like it, though. I don't know why. I don't necessarily like the Vince McMahon stuff, but I enjoy what they've been doing with each other, just because I think the promos has been good. I feel like it feels heated. Pat McAfee actually feels pissed off. I think Austin Theory is probably going to win because I do not believe that Pat McAfee has anything planned post-WrestleMania. I think he's done a good job on great job on SmackDown, and they know that he's wanted this. So he's basically won the boss's favour in real life, so he's getting a pat on the back, which is great. But Austin Theory genuinely feels like a pet project, which I'm all for as well. I don't 100% get him at the moment, but, build new stars. So I think, look, Vince McMahon could get involved here. And maybe he screws it.
He will.
So maybe he does something to distract, Pat McAfee, and Austin Theory wins. But I think Austin Theory will win, potentially after Vince McMahon distraction.
I agree. And I think this may well be another match they take to WrestleMania Backlash with McAfee putting his commentary job on the line.
As long as he wins.
Yeah, as long as he wins.
Yeah, that's fine. He cannot leave commentary. He just can't.
No.
But I think Austin Theory wins this one. Yeah. I think that's actually a good idea. Austin Theory, hopefully by the end of the year, will continue to elevate, and getting a win at WrestleMania is going to help you.
Maybe, I don't even know what McAfee's going to try and hit for his finisher, but he was a punter. So maybe Randy Orton's punt, but then McMahon jumps up on the apron and distracts him in the ATL.
Which is fine.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about this triple threat for the Raw Tag Team titles then. RK Bro versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy, who... What a turnaround for Chad Gable. I'm just so happy for him.
Yeah, and I tell you what as well, I like this new Street Profits.
Yeah.
Like, they're the kind of assholes now.
They're sort of tweeners, aren't they?
And I think that's so much, but all their stuff was fun and entertainment, but it had a shelf life to it, and there's only so long you can get, we're happy-go-lucky for all right, who cares? So I much prefer this. And it all comes down to when we're doing this RK Bro split. I still don't think it's the time.
No.
I'm still happy for them to eke it out a few more weeks, but whether or not they're going to do that, and I still think that Riddle should turn heel. I think then you add the seriousness to his character that he is deliberately lacking at the moment. And I don't know, I just think it'll be more interesting and more surprising, but I don't think you do it here. I don't think we've built to it. I think something needs to happen here that causes RK Bro to lose the championships, and yet we do more nonsense at WrestleMania Backlash, and that's when we pull the trigger. So I actually think the Street Profits may win the titles, because I think they're onto something with this, and if they've picked up on that, now is the time to allow that to evolve. So I'm going to pick the Street Profits, which was not my plan before we did this video. I've changed my mind. Yeah.
I'm going to go with RK Bro.
Okay.
But I say I'm kind of okay with any of these three teams winning because you can see where it goes next.
And the build's been good too. This is good all round.
One I can't call is Bobby Lashley versus Omos. When we were talking about Omos having a big WrestleMania opponent, I didn't see Lashley coming.
No.
Great to have him back though.
Yeah, no, it's difficult because I would have put Gable Steveson in this spot. Because I just think he comes out, he beats Omos, and all of a sudden you tell people, here's someone to keep an eye on. And even if he needs more training, you can do a 30, 45. Anyone with his athletic talent can do something like that. Bobby Lashley beating Omos is fine, but Bobby Lashley is going to be Bobby Lashley regardless. Although I guess it does actually sort of signify his face turn, though, which they were teasing before he got injured.
Yeah.
So, if Omos beat him, I don't think I would be too bothered either, because I think he's limited, but I do like Omos. I just do. I like a big guy throwing somebody around. Ultimately, I think Lashley wins. And you know what? When I think about it, it's probably the best use of Omos as well. It's been a good year. He's kind of established, kind of not. He loses at Mania. He can destroy somebody else on Raw. It's okay.
He can easily be, like you say, a re-established sort of monster of the week easily. Yeah. I think you're right. I think Omos has kind of hit his limit for me. I'm probably going to book in my head some mad strength thing from Bobby Lashley, and he'll still manage to pull it off. I think you tease, he can't get him in the Hurt Lock. Look how bloody big he is. And then Lashley, I don't know, comes off the top with a spear or something.
He gets an axe and chops off his legs. And then he falls down.
Level playing field.
Yeah. And it will only go 2 minutes too, it'll be short.
Yes, exactly. Main event time then. Brock Lesnar, WWE Champion. Roman Reigns, Universal Champion. Winner takes all. Unified Championship, whatever they're doing here. I think the build to this has been well, without question, the best they've done in terms of Lesnar and Reigns. They're finally doing Lesnar and Reigns the right way at WrestleMania.
It only took 5 years, whatever it's been. I do think it's cut and dry, though. I don't think Brock Lesnar wins at all, because he's going to go away. He's done all he needs to do. He's been far more active than we've seen recently, and he's been damn entertaining. I think Roman Reigns wins. He goes and takes Drew McIntyre. He's unified champion for about a month until Raw gets its own belt back, because that's what WWE does, which I personally don't care, because I'd much rather they didn't do that, and I'd rather Roman went to both shows, which could happen after the good Raw rating the other day. So we keep everything crossed, but I know that WWE, they have a set pattern, and I think sometimes you can't tune in and be surprised. I want pizza. It tastes like pizza. Well, yeah, what did you expect? But I don't see Roman Reigns losing. You don't need Brock to beat him. It doesn't do anything. And the big question is, does The Rock come down afterwards? That's the big rumour, isn't it? The Rock comes out.
A year in advance.
Yeah, I said to you the other day, I don't believe we can do that. I'll tell my story. Yeah. What if a week before a few months before WrestleMania, Martin Scorsese's people ring up The Rock? I know it's a long shot, but bear with me. And they say, do you want to be in a movie? Dwayne Johnson is going to take the Martin Scorsese movie, because that takes his film career to a whole new level, I would presume. I don't know the man. So I think teasing it a year out is dangerous. However, I also get you don't want... Well, Roman's basically a good guy now anyway. I think he'd get a massive reaction. I don't think you need The Rock to come out and be all like, roar, but it would be incredible if it did. Because it's a prediction video, I say it will happen, because that's more fun. Mm-hmm. But Roman Reigns gets both belts here.
Yeah, I see Roman Reigns standing tall at the end of WrestleMania. And because I think if you're going to take the title off him, it has to be either at or after SummerSlam, because that's a nice 2-year cyclical thing. Yep. But I think he may well carry him all the way through to WrestleMania at 39, where he could face The Rock, and we could have that, and Stone Cold versus Brock, and Ronda versus Becky.
Good card.
Pretty good booking so far.
Yeah, we should be employed.
But either way, potential for 2 nights of WrestleMania to be absolutely stupendous, in their own words.
Which will help, because that is the marketing.
No pressure, lads. No. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Your predictions, everything like that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. We'll be discussing all the fallout from this, of course, on the channel and as podcasts going forward over the next few days. You can let us know your thoughts as well on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Watch there, follow both of us. You can follow Simon Miller at
Simon Miller 316.
You can follow me at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at What Culture WWE, as I said. But for now, this has been WrestleMania Night 2 predictions. My thanks to Simon. Thank you for watching us, and we will see you soon.